Hey everybody, Coach Sheets here with Coach to Coach. I ran a camp this year. It was a successful camp. It was out of season. I had a lot of questions on how I did it. I had some directors reach out to me. Some were impressed. So I thought I'd make a little video on 10 steps that I took to do the camp. This could be in season or out of season. Does not matter. So here we go. Number one, ask, why are you doing the camp? I ask myself that. Why am I doing this camp? Do I want money or do I want fun fundamentals? Do I want both? Because a lot of times we want both. We're trying to raise money for the program. You're always trying to raise money because you always have a lot going out. I wanted to do both. I wanted to get the kids together. I wanted them to play a little football, keep that in their mind, that football's still coming, and get them together in that aspect. So ask yourself why is number one. Number two, find a date. If you're an out of sport, if you're out of season, like we were, football was out of season, basketball was coming to the end of their season, ask the in-season sports. I called the president of the basketball youth program and asked her when the basketball was going to be over. She gave me a date. I then called the president of the youth baseball program, asked him when they were going to start, and I picked a date in the middle. So the transition from basketball to baseball, I picked a date right in the middle. And then I had it right in the transition period so that it wasn't conflicting to any other sports, being basketball or baseball. Be respectful to them. It's their time, not yours. So be respectful of it. Also, you're going to want to get the place reserved that you are going to have the camp. I used the gym because it was winter. I talked to the athletic director and he let us have the high school gym. It was much bigger. We were able to have one row of seating out and still have the kids out on the gym court. And it worked out pretty well. So get the place reserved so that you've got it. I did mine 2 months in advance, and the reason I did this was so that I had time to plan. I wanted it to be a good camp. It was the first camp I'd ever ran, and I wasn't sure how it was going to go. So I wanted to make sure that I did everything that I could to make sure that the kids had a good time. It was profitable, and we enjoyed it. You also want to figure out how many days and how long you want the camp to be. So we did 2 days. It was a Friday and a Saturday, and we did 2 hours on each day. Number three, shirts. Kids love shirts. This was our shirt for our camp. Excuse that. This was our shirt for our camp. It was cool. Ask how much the supplier is going to charge for each shirt. He actually designed this shirt. All I told him was what I wanted it to say. I wanted a tiger, and I wanted icicles coming off of the tiger. He did the design. He did a great job. We're lucky to have our supplier. It's AA Screen Printing and Graphic Design here in Peru. You're awesome. Shout out. I asked him, when will you need the order in so that I can get the shirts by the start of camp? I wanted the kids to have the shirts when camp started so that they could wear them in camp. I don't like the idea of the kids not having their shirts at camp. For some reason, it's a pet peeve of mine. I want them to have the shirts while they're in camp. Number four, sponsors. Find your sponsors. We were an out-of-season sport. All I wanted, I wasn't going to make a banner or nothing. We just put the sponsors on the back of the shirt. I asked for a minimum of $50. When you're asking for sponsors, say a minimum. Some businesses are just going to give you $50, and that's fine. We're grateful for that. That's why I asked for $50. But some will give more, okay? So we had 2 businesses that gave $250. So ask your local businesses. There are local businesses in your town that want to help. Businesses have budgets, promotional budgets. They want to give. I'm telling you they do. Our town has been amazing. Every time I ask, I usually get yeses. Very seldom do I get a no. Number 5, registration. How much do you want the registration to be? Are you wanting to make a lot of money off your registration, or are you not wanting to make much? I didn't want to charge the kids an arm and a leg for a couple reasons. Number 1, I wanted kids to show up. I didn't want money to be an issue. Number 2, we were an out-of-season sport, so I wasn't sure how it was going to go. But I honestly went into this not thinking I was going to make money off of shirts. I didn't care. I just wanted the kids to get together, and I thought we'll make money off of the sponsors. We charged $10 a shirt. The shirts were $8 a piece. We made $2 profit, and as I'll say later, I used that $2 to buy all the volunteer shirts, and we broke even on the shirts. I think we made about $1,400 off of the sponsors in 2 days, and the kids had a great time. And that's what it's all about, the kids having a good time. I use JotForm for the registration. It's an online platform. You create the registration, it's free, and it's really easy to use. You can send it out. You can put a pay on the end, but everybody wants a piece of the money. So what I did was, at the end when they hit submit, I had it go to another screen, an empty screen, where I put my Venmo on there, and they were able to pay through my Venmo. And I put a description on why that was happening that way. So make sure you explain yourself on that. Get the link, send it out. All right, now that you got the shirts and everything all planned out, you know where you're going and all that stuff, you want to promote it. Use social media. Everybody uses social media. I made a flyer. I'll show you the flyer. It was a simple flyer, said everything that we were doing, the cost of everything. You're gonna get a shirt, this and that, where it's at, all that stuff, what grade. Make a flyer, made a big one, sent it to the school. The school made small ones and sent it home with the kids. That was awesome. Thankful to the school for doing that. That helped us out on promoting very much. Number 7, volunteers. I used my youth coaches. I appreciate them very much. They're the best. I couldn't ask for better youth coaches. I called them. Pretty much all of them said they would do it. Some parents, make sure they're parents you trust. Make sure they're parents that care about the kids, that know it's about the kids. And then I contacted the high school football coach. I'm also a high school football coach with him, so that was easy. Find your football coach. Ask him if you can have some high schoolers volunteer. I think we had about 20. We had 18, 20, something like that. They got a free shirt. I made sure that was put out there. All my volunteers got free shirts. And like I said, we about broke even with the $2, and all the volunteers we had, we were able to get everybody a shirt. And I forgot to say this. We had 107 kids at our out-of-season camp. It was an amazing number. I was thinking 50 to 70. We blew that out of the water with 107. It was great. I'm thankful for that. Number 8. Plan your drills. Make sure that your drills are planned out. Make sure you got them all ready to go. You know what you need. You know the equipment that you need. If you need to ask the high school, if you don't have the equipment, ask somebody to get the equipment that you need. We used cones, agile pads, and some arm tackling dummies. That was about it. This basic fundamentals is what we did. You're going to have some drills that you know. You're going to look some drills up. And you're going to ask other coaches that may know a little more than you do what kind of drills you think would be fun but effective for the kids. Make sure one of your drills at the end is fun. Make sure it's a fun drill. The first day we did every class raced. Kindergartners raced, the winner stayed. Everybody else went over the side. First graders raced, the winner stayed. Everybody else went over the side. And then at the end we had K through 6 race, and no, the 6th grader did not win. So that was a lot of fun. The kids loved it, man. They were freaking out. Every class is cheering for their peer. It was really cool. The other day we had a punt, pass, kick tournament, and that was a lot of fun too. The kids had a good time with that. So make sure you end with something fun. Before the camp, we had a volunteer meeting, and I had a volunteer meeting to say what was going on. I had some mom volunteers that were helping with registration. We used wristbands to split up the kids to their separate drills. We had about 107 kids. I had 5 drills going at a time for offense, and then we would switch to defense, and I had 5 going for defense. And we used bracelets so the kids knew where they were supposed to be, what group they were supposed to be in. And that was very awesome. Shout out to Coach Johnny for coming up with that idea. I had a volunteer meeting, and I told them who wants to do this, who wants to do that, or I said, hey, you do this and you do that. I showed them the drills. They knew what they were doing when the next day came. For it to run effectively, let your coaches, your volunteers, the high school players, let them know what's going on. Let them not be confused. You have chaos when you don't know what's going on. The players don't know what's going on. The coaches don't know what's going on. And it's very unorganized. That stuff bugs me. So I had a volunteer meeting. They were gracious enough to come, and they were able to learn the drills if they didn't already know them. Number 10, and this is the last one, and this one's pretty simple. We had a pizza party at the end. Not for the kids, because I couldn't feed 107 kids and all the volunteers and their families. But I gave the volunteers a pizza party at the end. Not we wanted to party. Everybody just ate pizza. I had pizza come. The high school players ate it, and you got to watch them because they'll eat it all. But the volunteers were able to eat, and I let their families come eat too for taking the time out, because 2 days, 4 hours total is a lot of time with little K through 6 graders running around. I just wanted to let them know that I was thankful. Be thankful. Very thankful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. If they don't show up, it don't happen. You have 107 kids, and you cannot do it all. And as a director, or as the person running the camp, you want to be able to make sure everything's going right. You have the whistle to make sure we know when we're switching. You got the time. And if I'm having to run a drill, that's going to be very hard to do. So be thankful. So this is Coach Sheets. Please, if you haven't, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. We'll have some more stuff like this. If you have any other questions about camps, throw them down in the comments, please. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.